Hey everybody, just out for a walk. It's kind of getting into autumn, but it's still pretty mild. It's still pretty nice. I saw an interesting interview today from a British member of Parliament, a guy called Tom Watson, who'd been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes about a year and a half ago. He'd got massively overweight. He was something like 22 stones, which is several hundred pounds. It's probably about 130 kilos, something like this. And he started taking the medicine. He started just doing the normal kinds of treatment that you do. So taking insulin jabs. But then, he realised that wasn't really going to fix it. So he started researching. He started to read about different diets where people had reversed the conditions. One of the most common ones, or popular ones, is the keto diet, which is basically where you strip out sugars and carbohydrates from your diet, and you go on a very, very low carb diet, mainly fat, 70-80% fat, the rest proteins. And being, a pretty bright guy and a politician and wanted to look at the facts, he went and dug around the scientific literature around it. And some of the emerging scientific literature seemed to support his position, even though the establishment, even though the conventional medical wisdom is that actually it's not reversible, it's definitely reversible through diet. But he went on this mission. He went on a mission and really stripped back what he ate and did exercise. So a year and a half later, the type 2 diabetes has disappeared. He's lost a huge amount of weight, and he looks pretty good. And the thing that he said that was quite interesting was that he went with the established view, and only when he did his own research was there evidence out there that was against the established view. He worked for him, and he said that if his party ever came to power, he would try to implement some of the things he did so we could try to prevent that condition. And so really it got me thinking, if type 2 diabetes is preventable, what other conditions that we get from our modern life are preventable, right? So I'm very interested in myopia, short-sightedness. We know that there are potentially half the planet are going to wear glasses in the next 15 to 20 years, which is a crazy statistic. And we know that that's increased massively in the last generation, and we know that it's because of lifestyle changes. We are spending 7 to 8, 10 hours a day looking at objects that are 60 centimetres from our nose. You're probably watching this 60 centimetres from your nose. And that locks the eye in, and we're not spending enough time outside. So, we know the root causes. Can we change those? Yes. But can we reverse it, right? And I believe you genuinely can. So we know that myopia, part of the reason for myopia is that the eyeball, the pupil in the lens spasms, it gets locked in, and you can go through some activity, some habits to unlock it. But the medical establishment won't agree with that perspective, even though it logically makes sense. What do we need? Do we need some high-profile people like politicians and other people who can reverse their myopia to try to get this on the agenda? Or can we do it, using modern techniques like social networks and whatnot here? I really believe, that there are a number of conditions that we've seen in the last 40, 50 years as a result of lifestyle habits that can be reversed, and I think myopia is one of them. If you've got some thoughts or some comments, I'd really appreciate what you've got to say on it. Cheers. Thank you.